Hi, I'm Stephanie Laska. I lost 140 pounds and created Dirty Lazy Keto. Thanks for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and enjoy the show. Well, the best afternoon keto snack. What is the best afternoon keto snack? Tell me your answer and I'll tell you mine. Is anyone out there saying cupcake? Anyone? No, you're not saying cupcake? Okay. Well, it could be. It could be very well a cupcake. I know for so many years when I was an overweight person, not just overweight, I was morbidly obese, class 3. I believe that's what my doctor wrote on my form. When I weighed close to 300 pounds, size 26, 24, one of my afternoon snacks that I used to love to do was to bake. I would come home from school. I was a teacher. Can you tell with all my weirdo props? I like show and tell. But I'd come home from school and I would bake anything, like bake cakes, cupcakes, strudels, pies, you name it. It was in a box or homemade, it didn't matter. Sadly, a lot of my baked good items in the afternoon never actually made it to see my family because I would eat the batter, lick the bowl, and then clean up all the evidence because I'd be feeling very ashamed. So the best afternoon keto snack or the best afternoon snack has really changed a lot for me in the last decade, and Dirty Lazy Keto helped me develop some new habits. So I'm going to share with you one of my favorite keto afternoon snacks today. And please share. I want to hear yours too. So, you ready for this? I feel like I should do a drum roll. Like the drums. Do you like the drums? Okay. Here we go. Fresh from Costco in the extra large giant bag here. This is my giant bag of, what are they? Can you guess? Can you see? I'll hold it up to the screen for you. What are these? You're not alone if you don't know what they are. I've had so many cashiers at supermarkets, various ones, not just one, but over the last decade, various cashiers go, what is that thing? What do you do with that? Like, how do you eat it? How do you cook it? Why would you eat that? That's so weird. You know, doesn't that hurt you? It looks sharp and prickly and blah, 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 blah. And they always say, what is that? Because they don't know how to look it up on the code, like to charge me. So you're not alone if you've never seen one of these before. This is, you got it right in the comments, did you? This is an artichoke. It's a jumbo size. And I bought these at Costco. They normally come at this time, right at this moment in life, you get a 4 count in this giant bag for like roughly, $7? Does that sound right? And at Walmart, if you were to buy it individually, I think I bought some last week and they were maybe $3 or $4 each. So it just depends. Sometimes there's a sale. My local grocery store had them 2 for $5 this week. So you just never know. Depends on the season, right? Okay, now don't tune out. Just don't be like, oh gosh, what is she? She's crazy. I'm not listening to this. Okay, just hold on. Stay with me for a minute because I don't want this weird, prickly, strange ingredient to scare you away. And if you've had it before, you know, I might give you some new tips on how best to cook it and some reasons why it's a great keto afternoon snack. So it might just be some good reminders, okay? And we can have fun too, I promise. Don't run away. So why are artichokes, in my opinion, one of the best afternoon keto snacks? So here is one of my reasons, okay? For me, they remind me so much of eating chips. You're like, okay, sure, Stephanie. Trust me, I'm going to do a demonstration in a bit and you'll get to see what I'm talking about. But you basically are going to be peeling the leaves off one at a time and eating them kind of slowly because you have to do a little work. But it reminds me so much of my olden days when I would eat chips. So for me, that's a great experience. And anything that I can do to think I'm eating chips is a good thing. Okay, you with me? Because chips are good too, but you know, we got to kind of round things out. So that's one reason. Another reason why is they are super filling. Artichokes actually have, I'm going to get out my very special pillow here. You know what's coming. Here it goes. I love this thing. This kills me. Artichokes are filling. They have 4.7 grams of soluble fiber per serving and 1.8 grams of insoluble fiber per serving. And that's at the same time. Now, if you're like, okay, soluble, insoluble, do you know the difference? If you do, make a guess or explain it in the comments. And I'll try to give you my dime store armchair interpretation of what I've learned. Soluble fiber, the reason why that's important is that it absorbs water. So in your gut, it sucks up a bunch of that water. And then as a result, as it passes through your digestive system, it softens your stool. Y'all know why that's important, right? No one wants to have the opposite, right? And I don't want to spend too much time on this, but on the flip side, insoluble fiber does not absorb water, but it adds bulk to your stool and just passes on right through. So it's important to have foods in your keto lifestyle that include fiber, both kinds, not just the kind like Metamucil, also some more natural sources as well. It'll make you feel fuller. And this is one of my other tips for you. The reason why I love artichokes so much is that it's a perfect example of one of my mantras, which is to use fat to make healthy food taste better. I say that a lot. I say that in the books, right? You've read Dirty Lazy Keto Get Started, Losing Weight While Breaking All the Rules. That's the intro to the Dirty Lazy Keto Lifestyle book. I recommend you read it. It's on at the library, no excuses, or Amazon, you can get your own copy. But what I recommend you do is instead of just eating fat for fat's sake, like a lot of the strict keto diet programs out there will lead you to believe, you don't need to just be, scooping butter in your mouth for no reason at all. But if you use fats to make healthy food, right? Like cheese on broccoli, that's an example, right? Or some kind of fat like mayonnaise with an artichoke, that's going to make healthier food that you might not normally crave just go down and make it more palatable. So it's a good example of that. And this one's a little funny. Don't judge, people. Don't judge. But did you know, I know you're like, why is she holding up a beer? Why is she holding up a White Claw hard seltzer drink? Did you know that artichokes are purported to have a hangover relief, cure, or relief? I'm not really sure why that is. Have you ever heard that before? So there you go. That might be something that interests you. I don't know. You tell me. I'll set those aside so we don't get any ideas about having cocktails at this hour of the day. And also, I think a fun part about enjoying artichokes, another reason I love it, is that there's a surprise at the end. And I will do a demonstration and I'll show you all about the artichoke heart, because that is the prize for doing all the work. It's the best part. You will love it if you haven't had one in a while or haven't had one lately. I'm going to encourage you to do that today. So have you ever had an artichoke? I should have asked you guys. Answer in the comment, yes or no. Or when's the last time you had an artichoke? Has it been a while? Has it been when you were a child? Has it been last week? Has it been yesterday? Put it in the comments. It's fun to kind of share. Now, keep in mind that the more you share, the more likely you are to connect, get engaged, feel excited about the keto lifestyle, and you might also win a prize. And I've got my handy Vanna White wheel behind me. Woo! You like that? That was very sad. Here we go. We got a prize today. And it's the Dirty Lazy Keto Food Magnet. And that is the food pyramid magnet that I recommend, the best way to distribute a day's net carbs amongst all the food groups so that you can maximize your weight loss opportunity. Now, this pyramid is in all the books. So if you have any of the cookbooks or the Get Started book, it's in there. But people do like to have a color fridge magnet right in front of them. So they're like, okay, every time I open my fridge, it's like a right in the face reminder, right smack in the middle of, some of the best choices that you can make to maximize your opportunities for weight loss. So that being said, it sounds like that's our prize. So I'm going to get this out of the way. Oh, I got to reach. You wouldn't believe all the things I got around me in this little tiny office. Carpet squares, poop pillows, props. I got the Instant Pot. I got everything. So I'm curious to find out if any of you guys have had the artichoke. I'll be reading your comments and interacting with you in just a second. But I want to first give you some advice about the best way to trim an artichoke if you haven't done this in a while. Because some people are like, I'm not really sure what to do with it. There was this brave soul that reached out to me and said, Stephanie, I bought one of these, and then she peeled one of the leaves raw and tried to eat it. She was like, it's disgusting. I said, oh, no. I need to teach everybody how to trim the artichoke and cook it before you eat it, because you don't want to eat it raw. So the first thing you want to do is take your artichoke with a very sharp knife on a sturdy surface, and you're going to trim it. And what you're going to do is cut off just a little bit of the black part on the stem, okay, like that. I just cut off a little bit there. And then you are going to cut, I don't want to cut myself, but maybe, let's say, I do about 1/4 of the artichoke like that. I'm going to cut straight so that way all these tips of the leaves are going to be cut off. Now, I'm no artichoke expert, but I do eat them a lot. So this is what I do. You got to put some muscle into it. See that? Now you're going to discard these tips, throw them away. All right, these are trash. And now what you're left with is a beautiful trimmed artichoke. Something else I like to do is just peel off these yucky ones that are on the top or cut them off. Sometimes there's some leaves or whatever. Just get rid of those. And then, I'm not in my kitchen, but if I were, I would rinse this under the sink. Just rinse, 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 rinse. No need to get too crazy. You'll be fine. Okay, now I'm going to cook this in the Instant Pot today because I think it's the ideal, perfect, amazing, fabulous way to cook your artichoke. However, if you don't have an Instant Pot, I want to reassure you, you can check your copy of the original Dirty Lazy Keto Cookbook. That's the first one. Go to page 96. Also, there's the full nutrition facts there on page 96. But it teaches you how to do it over the stove, old school. So you can look for that on page 96 in your copy of the first cookbook. There are 4 so far, as of this day and time. Okay, so you've got your Instant Pot, right? You're going to turn it on. Beep, 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 beep. Of course, I didn't plug it in. Pretend, please. I can't crawl behind you right now. You'll see all my business back here. So just pretend that I know, it threw me. Take a deep breath. So here's our Instant Pot. Okay, calm down. It's all right. We don't have to be perfect. And you're going to fill it with 1 cup of water, as you always want to have liquid in your Instant Pot, right? So put in a cup of water to start, and then put in your trimmed artichoke. I like to cook 2 jumbos at a time. Personally, I think it fits nice in the pot. Yes, you can do more. I've learned over time, though, if you do maybe 4 of them at a time, they don't cook as well as if you do 2. So if you want perfect amount, do 2. Okay. So you're going to put 2 in the Instant Pot, and then you're going to put the cover on. This little flute thing you do in the back, that's an official name, that goes pointed toward the back. Okay, push it down, point it toward the back. And then you're going to turn it on high pressure for 23 minutes. Mark my words, people. 2 jumbo artichokes, 23 minutes at high pressure is going to come out like butter. It's absolutely perfect. It's the ideal amount. I've tried and true tested this hundreds of times. I cannot be wrong about this. However, I'll say that. However, if you don't have a jumbo artichoke and you put in, let's say, some minis or some halved artichokes, you're going to need to reduce the amount of time. So maybe 21 minutes, 22. That's going to be a little bit safer. But for this size, let's pretend that the 23 minutes exactly has gone off in my Instant Pot here. And we're going to open it on up. And I'm going to show you what it looks like once it's cooked. I know. Voila! Look at that. By the miracle of fast forwardness on the YouTube, Facebook, internetness, you can see what it looks like. So the before shot was the bright green. The after, it's going to be a little bit darker green. And it'll be softer. So how you know it's done is that the leaves pull off easily. See that? There was no pulling. You just went bloop, and they come right off. That's how you know they're done, is the outer leaves just pull right off easily. Now, to compare, here's the original, raw one. Yeah, they don't pull off very easily, do they? You're like, plus they're all chewy and hard and fibrous. So that's how you know if they're done, is by the ease of them just flying right off. Okay, you're ready? You staying with me? You're convinced? You're like, I don't know, Stephanie. Okay, well, remember we talked about using fat to make healthy food taste better? Yes. So you don't want to just eat this by itself because that's kind of boring. You're like, it's very strange. I don't know. It's still strange, Stephanie. I don't know. So this is what you need to do, is get your little dip on, because everything's all about the dip. So I mentioned mayonnaise. Now, what do you use to dip your artichokes in? Do you have a secret? Do you have a favorite? Share in the comments, because I'll be giving away that prize we talked about. Plus, it's just fun to learn. So I like to make a little bowl of mayonnaise with a squeeze of lemon, fresh or concentrate, doesn't matter, just a little bit. If I don't have any, I'll use vinegar. You just need something acidic. I like to use maybe like 1/8 of a teaspoon of minced garlic. Now, you may not know this, but fresh garlic has less or fewer carbs than powdered garlic. So I always try to use fresh whenever possible. However, I'm very lazy. I'm not going to be like peeling the garlic, and that sounds like too much work. Plus, makes your fingers all stinky. I just buy it pre-minced in little jars. I get this actually at the dollar store. But I've also bought a big giant one of minced garlic at Costco. And that works out well too. And then I add a little bit of salt. I might even do hot sauce. It's delicious. Now what I do is just sit there in front of the TV. Yep, mindless eating. Dip, dip. And then you're going to scrape the leaf underneath the front of your teeth. Now, if you're like, what is she talking about? I'm going to show you. And hopefully I don't get like green stuff everywhere. Because then you'll have to tell me. That would be embarrassing. So take this and just scrape it or munch it along until you get all the good stuff off. There's not much to it. I'm going to do it again. So you take this, stick it in your mouth, kind of like the curved part is face down. Open your mouth, put it in the back of your front teeth, and then pull forward. That's it. And then you kind of get, Now remember, you're going to dip this in some mayonnaise or butter or whatever you like. And then put it in your mouth. And that's it. And then you just discard that. Keep going. Good stuff. Yum. So I promised you that there was a heart right at the end of this activity. I told you it was like the prize. It is the heart. Now, how you get to the heart is I'm going to be wild and crazy here and just pull off all these leaves really fast so you can see what it is I'm talking about. Normally, I'm going to eat all these, right? I wouldn't just waste them. But I want you to see how to get to the part I'm speaking of because it's the best. So once all your leaves are gone, and in the center, there's going to be very delicate looking leaves. All these just kind of pop right off. And what you're left with inside are these spindly little hairs. All right. Do not eat those. Those are prickly and will hurt you. I have accidentally gotten some in my mouth, and then your mouth is like, oh, yeah, not so good. So take care once you get to the core to stop. Make sure all the loose leaves are removed, and then get something like a grapefruit spoon, or if you don't have one on hand, just use one of the discarded leaves that was kind of sharp. It makes a perfect tool. I'll do that too. And you're going to just use either the sharp leaf or your grapefruit spoon. And you're just going to gently pull all this stuff loose. Now, I'm going to do this over here because otherwise it'll go on my keyboard, and that's not pretty. It just takes a second. I'm going to stop halfway and show you on the camera so you can see what it looks like. You know, it makes like a concave flat surface, but a little bit concave, convex. Which word is right? Get all that off. Almost like oh my gosh, you guys, it's almost like a diaphragm. It kind of is, right? That's the shape of it. I know, you'll be in the comments like, Stephanie, dirty keto. So here is the best part, you guys. This is the artichoke heart. That's why you did all that work to cook it, steam it, buy the special item, pull all the leaves off, enjoy it, all to get to the most important, most delicious part of the whole artichoke. And this is the artichoke heart. Oh my goodness, it's the best. Be sure to put extra salt on this and do all the dipping. Use up all your dip and just enjoy because that is so good. Now, let's say you don't want to do any of that work. Let's say you're like, sounds good, but I don't have time for all that. I get it. We're lazy keto. Now you can buy artichoke hearts. I know. You're like, girl, you should have started with that. You can buy these. They can be a little pricey though, because again, the artichoke hearts are a lot of work, right? To get to it. Plus, the whole artichoke itself is not a cheap item. If you buy them on sale or, catch them at the right store, they're very affordable, but otherwise you might be stuck with a little bit of sticker shock. Now, I have been known to buy canned artichokes when they're out of season, just so I have them on stock, or the jars. I get these at Costco, but they can be pricey. I don't mind though. For my health, sometimes I buy these little bits of deliciousness. Now, the reason why you might want to buy them or keep them on hand, especially in such large quantity, is for the hot artichoke dip recipe. It's on page 97 of your copy of the Dirt Cheap Cookbook. Page 97. It is an artichoke dip that is to die for. It's hot and fabulous and delicious, and it's great for parties, great for keto and non-keto people. They'll never know, and they'll be like, this is amazing. How do you lose weight while you're like enjoying such amazing food? And you're like, I know, and I'm saving money. So check that out. I think you'll love it. Do you feel excited? I know. You're like, okay, we started off with this weird artichoke thing. Now I made a big mess. It's fun to eat. It's almost like chips. Would you agree? It's kind of like chips. But it's fun, and it makes you feel like you're doing something really special. And you are. You're doing something special for yourself. I hope I don't have like green stuff in my face. I kind of feel it. Anyway, guys, it's fun to get into your food and explore new things. It can kind of keep Dirty Lazy Keto and your weight loss journey more exciting. That way you get stuck in a rut and you're like, oh, I'm always eating, keto cookies or keto chips. So, like we talked about earlier, all these things that cost a couple bucks a bag, right? Meanwhile, you could be trying something totally new and expanding your horizons. So I encourage you to try some new foods, get one of the cookbooks, and just randomly open it up and try a new recipe. You might be surprised. Now, next video, I'm going to link up a whole thing of just low-carb, keto-friendly snacks. Just a whole video. Low-carb, keto-friendly snacks. So you can see that keto and Dirty Lazy Keto is so much more than just snack foods that are like packaged, right? Like Quest cookies or granola bars and things, bang drinks. A lot of people get tripped up in that and they think, well, how is dirty keto like a bag of lettuce? I don't know. So I'll explain that in the next video. I'll link that up. But bottom line is, folks, I want to give you a big hug for being here. I want to give you a high five. I want to give you a round of applause because you're not alone on this journey. I'm right here to support you. I'm going to encourage you with the videos on Instagram. I post pictures of all the food I'm eating and things that I'm doing and tips for the keto lifestyle. On YouTube, I'm constantly updating about once a week a new video. So make sure you're subscribing and following in all these different channels. That way you can reach, the DLK thing in all sorts of ways and get that support that you need. I'll even send you that newsletter every day in your email. So make sure you go on the website, dirtylazyketo.com, and sign up. It's free. Hello. How can you not want something that's free and it's going to help you get to goal? You just have to put up with my bad jokes. That's all. It's not for everybody. But I'm here to support you guys. I'm proud of you. Keep up the great work. And give yourselves a round of applause. Because you did it. You did it. You did it. We're dancing. We're dancing. You did it. Give yourself a round of applause. You did it. You did it. You did it.